Hello, viewer. How are you doing? Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben. Ben, you said just now you were going to raise yourself on the screen so you'd be on a similar level to me. You seem to have sunk.
I know. But then I thought if I tilt my camera up, no one's going to know what's behind me. So I'm kind of.
I think we can guess what's behind you.
I'm in my kitchen today, Phil. I've got
Yeah.
even though this picture here, I don't think it says Nebworth, and that is the album cover from Nebworth.
Yeah.
But I don't think this picture's from Nebworth.
Is it not? Is it from Main Road or something?
Because he had long hair, didn't he, on the two Nebworth gigs? Had longer hair than he's got there.
Okay. Now you say that. That's a bit of a...
Yeah. So I think they're buggered up there.
Well, did you know Elvis Presley live at Madison Square Garden? The original front cover of that was not taken at Madison Square Garden either.
So
it's in the tradition.
Yeah,
you can raise yourself if you need to, because we do know it's Liam behind you. We're not.
I'll raise myself a little bit. There we go. Is that better?
That's wonderful. Now, the reason we are gathered here today is to finish off the albums of the 90s, because we spent last year talking about albums of the 90s. We picked favourite three. Each of the 10 months we did this, for each 1 month each year, we picked three favourite albums of the year each. We didn't have to put them in order, but we just picked our three favourites, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which gave us a total of 30 albums each, 60 albums in total. And now we've got to decide which are our personal favourites of the 90s.
Because we're too lazy and bone idle, and it will take forever, we've decided to cut our noses off despite our faces and just go for it, haven't we? A quick last album standing. Who will come out on top? Who knows?
Now, I'm putting a cap on the length of this episode at about 20 to 25 minutes. If we start going beyond 20 minutes, then we'll have to do a part two.
We will have to do a part two, because Philster, when we've done Last Band Standing, the last video, when I said you've got to be quick.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
I'll try not to waffle on too long.
No.
I'll just settle down. I've got the Queen of Teas here today, Ben. I've got Twining's Lady Grey. Did you know I've become, after years of just drinking bog standard tea, I've suddenly become a pretentious tea ponce.
I've always said it about you, Philster.
Yeah.
Well, I too am drinking the king of teas, hot Ribena.
Oh, God. How can you drink hot Ribena? That is just...
Because I'm a 5-year-old trapped in a 45-year-old body, that's how. Have you ever had hot Ribena? Hot blackcurrant, isn't it? It's basically hot blackcurrant.
Not knowingly, but maybe I have done. The only closest I can think of to having that is mulled wine, but that's a grown-up drink, not a kid's drink. So, is that actually Ribena?
It is Ribena. Other blackcurrant varieties are out there, unless Ribena want to send us a whole crate of Ribena.
So is that
Ribena it is.
So is that where you get the bottle of Ribena? You put it in, and then you dilute with water, and then you have a fruit drink.
Welcome to how squash works with Phil Smith.
And you then heat it up. Is that basically what you do?
Well, you've heard of these things called kettles, haven't you, Phil?
Yeah. Oh, you make Ribena. Do you make Ribena with hot water? Is that what you do?
That's how you get the hot Ribena, Philster.
Okay, but you don't make it with cold water first and then warm it up, because you call it hot Ribena.
No, because there is this invention, Phil. So I'll go back to my last statement, called a kettle. Okay. And it does the whole hot watering bit for you.
Okay, so you call that hot Ribena. I could call that Ribena made with hot water, rather than Ribena made and then heated up.
Well, yeah, or I mean, and I'm not one to, spot the obvious here, but you could, if you wanted to, just call it hot Ribena. Because it is Ribena.
And it is pretty hot.
That is hot. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I'll tell you what, we've got 60 albums to get through. We've just spent 2 minutes waffling about Ribena.
So,
yes. I wonder if there's any songs with Ribena in them.
There's Blackberry Way by The Move. That's the closest I can think of.
Yeah, I need to find this out. I'm having a bad hair day. But, so what I am going to do, I have asked ChatGPT, because once again, work smart, not harder, I've put in all the albums and it's put them in a random order. Completely random.
Knowing ChatGPT, it's probably inserted some other albums that weren't on the list that it just fancied putting in there.
And I've just had a quick flick through the list. Halfway through, there's a slight conundrum, but we'll get to that bit when it comes. So This is completely random. This is to find out, after a year of deliberating, a year of listening, it has come down to how can we finish this segment off the quickest. So, Philster, I will read the album out, the first album. You will then get the second album. You will then determine between those two albums which is your best one, and then it will go up against the next album, and we will go until there is just one album standing.
Okay, let's go for it.
You have a maximum of 25 seconds of deliberation time if required.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Album number 1 from ChatGPT, thrown up in random.
Yeah.
Spice Girls, Spice World versus The Cause.
That one wouldn't at all surprise me if ChatGPT put those in there.
The first one up is a monolith of an album for me. It is, number 1, The New Radicals, Maybe You've Been Brainwashed Too.
Oh, hold on, these are your albums that you chose.
This is all of them, Phil, so I've thrown all of our albums in.
But I have to decide which one wins.
No, then you've got to do the same to me.
What, with all of these albums?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought I was just having to pick them from the ones I've
chosen.
So
this will get your favourite album.
Okay.
And then you'll do the same to me. I'll do you, and then you'll do me, and then we'll get tired of doing each other, but we'll have an answer.
Okay.
Okay? Are you ready for me to do you?
Yeah, so, okay, New Radicals, then what's next?
It's up against Portishead's Dummy album.
Well, the thing is, I don't know these two albums very well.
Well, you just got to go on what you think then, Philster.
Portishead.
We can't be friends. To be fair, that would have been a difficult one for me as well. Portishead or Santana's Supernatural?
Portishead.
Portishead or Sonic Youth's Goo?
Goo.
Sonic Youth or The Far Side's Bizarre Ride to the Far Side?
We're sticking with Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth or A Tribe Called Quest, People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm?
Carry on with Sonic Youth.
Oh, no, here's a tough one for you, Philster. Sonic Youth or Betty Boo's Boomania, which has just been re-released, I think, for its 30th anniversary. No, it can't be its 30th anniversary, but it's just been re-released anyway. On vinyl, pink vinyl, I think.
It's possibly more than 30 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah.
35 years old?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Okay, we'll carry on with Goo.
Goo, this is where it gets tricky. Or REM's Automatic for the People?
I'll have to have REM, Automatic for the People.
Yeah. Well, why REM over
Sonic Youth? I think it's overall. I say if it's picking my favourite album of the 90s, it wins for me. It's one that I like slightly more.
Okay,
I mean, that's one that could go all the way to the end for me. But let's
Automatic for the People. Now you've got another tough one here now, Philster.
Yeah.
Automatic for the People or Crisscross Totally Crossed Out. Now, before you sneer people out there, Phil has seen Crisscross live, and that's the kind of fandom we're talking about here.
I did see them live. It was at the Michael Jackson concert, but I did see them. So, but they're not going to. They are still going to be crossed out.
totally crossed out or just crossed out? Totally crossed out. So REM's Automatic for the People or Liz Phair and Exile in Guyville?
So Guyville, it's... Sorry, Liz, but we're sticking with REM.
REM or the Flaming Lips and the Soft Bulletin?
It's still going to be REM for me. Don't get me wrong; these are all great albums, but for me personally, I'm still with the REM one.
Verve, Storm in Heaven or REM Automatic for the People?
Oh, that's a good one as well, but I'm sticking REM.
REM or U2 Achtung Baby?
Oh, that's a tough one for me.
Here we go. The brakes are on.
Can only pick one. Oh my word!
The other one will be banished from all existence. Ooh. Look at the cranium.
It's very difficult to choose between those two because those are two of my very favourite albums of the 90s.
As Highlander said, there can only be one, Philster.
Probably my favourite by each band in that decade. Probably.
I'm going to have to rush you. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Okay,
1.
REM. Keep REM.
Oh, Bono's not going to be happy with you, is he? He's going to be hunting you down.
Won't be.
No concerts for you, is he?
It's all Bono's fault for putting a free album on everyone's iTunes. That's
free stuff. Who wants free stuff? And you can go and be overpaid for it, overcharged even. Right, REM Automatic for the People versus the debut album by Supergrass and I Should Coco.
Yeah, it's a fun one from Supergrass, but I'm sticking REM.
REM or Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Oh, I do have fun with Guns N' Roses. I do enjoy, and there's a lot of material on those albums.
You just sounded like a Victorian dainty gent there. Oh, I do have fun with Guns N' Roses.
I do enjoy a bit of Guns N' Roses.
When I'm on my Benny farthing.
Guilty pleasure for me, but I do enjoy a bit of Guns N' Roses there. Yeah, which will I keep though? I kind of have to be in the mood for Guns N' Roses, but probably more often I'm going to have REM. REM staying.
REM or Neil Young's Mirrorball.
Oh, I do like the Mirrorball album.
What's it gonna be?
But there's probably a bit more variety on the REM album, so I'll stick REM.
REM or the great album from '96, the first album without Richie Edwards, the Manic Street Preachers, Everything Must Go.
Yeah. Did I choose that as one of mine? I think I did.
No, I did. I think it was one of mine. Did. Yeah. I chose all the best ones, Phil.
We were both thinking about that one for '96, as I remember. Then you went for it. I knew that you liked it a lot, so I didn't put it on mine because I knew you'd have it. But I'm going to stick REM.
I like it because next to it, it's put a little flame.
Okay, well, I'm sticking with REM.
REM or Robbie Williams' Life Through a Lens, the debut album from Robbie. Didn't sell that well until the release of Angels at Christmas '97.
All good fun, Robbie, but I'm staying with REM.
REM or Pulp's Different Class.
I'm still going to stick. I don't think if U2 Achtung Baby couldn't knock this off the top, I can't think what can now. But carry on.
Oh, there's a tough one coming up in a minute.
Yeah.
Tom Waits, Mule Variations.
It's a good one, but I
don't know too much about this. I think I listened to a little bit, and he's got really heavy voice, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really good album, that is. But I'll stay with REM.
Oh, now this would be a tough one for me if I was you. REM or Madonna's Ray of Light.
That is a tough one, isn't it? I actually heard some of the Ray of Light album yesterday because
brilliant album. I think it's the best album. I really like Bedtime Stories as well. I think that's a really good album.
Ooh. It is tough.
It is tough. In the words of New Kids on the Block, hanging tough.
That and the U2 one could be like the top 3, but I'm going to have to say...
What's he going to say? Going to have to rush you for an answer now, Phil.
REM.
Oh, he's bottled it at the last minute. You're like Arsenal in the championship race.
Yeah.
Yeah. REM or REM's Monster?
I do like Monster, but...
Monster.
I think Automatic for the People, again, it's got a bit more variety and a bit more depth. I'm going to stick with Automatic for the People.
Automatic for the People or Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream, which I think is a brilliant album.
Now, you put that one, didn't you? It's one of your favourites. Yes. Yeah, it is good.
Was that 93, 94, 92?
Yeah, it is good. I mean, all these records are good, but because it's my personal favourite, I'm still having Automatic for the People on there.
You do what's right for you, Philster.
Yeah.
Any hate mail anybody wants to send in, I can give you Phil's address. Automatic for the People or Paul Simon's The Rhythm of the Saints?
Yeah, I do like that Paul Simon album. It's not universally loved by all fans of Paul Simon, but I do like it. But I'm going to have to stick with REM.
It's been there for a while now, REM. It's a bit like, it's now beginning to get a bit like Wet, Wet, Wet in 94 when it was just number one for ages.
Yeah.
You kind of like want something new to freshen it up. So, could this be that point, Philster, that you freshen it up? I would probably say not, but you never know. Automatic for the People, Phil, or I've Been Expecting You by Robert Williams.
Sorry, Robbie, we're staying with REM.
I like Gary more.
Has that got the song about the monkey on it? That Robbie Williams?
No,
one?
that's Escape Apology.
Oh yeah, that's the
2002.
That's the one with the front cover. He's doing like a bungee jump or something.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, but it still wouldn't have been enough to knock REM off the top.
Well, we're up to the 26th album in our list of 30. REM is still there. It's knocked out some big hitters. But will it knock out Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness? Will it do that, Phil?
It will still be REM for me. Again, that's another really, really great album of the 90s. But I've got to pick what warms the cockles of my heart.
Warms your what?
Warms the cockles of my heart.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
I'm half thinking now whether I should have put Madge through, but it's very difficult.
Well, too late now. That album, I don't even know what album you're talking about because it's been disintegrated from history. It's never existed.
I had 6 years longer with Automatic for the People, so 6 years longer to
absorb it into your DNA. I mean, you do look a little bit like Michael Stipe.
Okay.
So next up is REM's Automatic for the People versus a little band from America called REM and New Adventures in Hi-Fi.
Oh, New Adventures in Hi-Fi. Yeah, it is good. Some days if you give me a choice between those albums, I might take New Adventures in Hi-Fi. But I don't think New Adventures in Hi-Fi is quite as kind of perfect as Automatic for the People. I just like the whole vibe of Automatic for the People. We'll keep Automatic.
Keeping Automatic. REM, Automatic for the People, or Manchester's finest, Oasis, and Be Here Now.
Yeah, I like Be Here more than a lot of people do.
And I do. But that goes without saying, I suppose. But we can see through its flaws, I think.
But I'm going to keep REM at the top.
I have literally just spilled water all down my front because I am a child. REM or Beck's Eau de Lait?
I seem to have lost you, Ben. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? It says actual recording is higher quality. I hope it's higher quality because you're totally frozen on my screen.